I'm Mary Sexton, and I'm here at Granddad's Ranch that my husband and I are running now. And one of the things when we started running the place about 7 years ago, remarked that there had been a very heavy infestation of leafy spurge. We're on the Spring Creek, which is more or less a tributary of the Teton, although it is spring-fed. It hydrologically is fed by the Teton. It rises about 2 miles to the northwest of me. So we probably have 3 or 4 river miles of riparian on Spring Creek. And it is heavily infested in the riparian areas. So they like this soil type, very deep roots along here, deep soil. And so this is preferred habitat for spurge. Leafy spurge is detrimental because it's rhizomatous, that it's very hard to kill, and it grows very quickly, and it competes with native and non-native grasses both.
The reason why this plant is so hard to kill, with all this root underground, it spreads underground and by seed, so it's really hard to get there's a lot of root that has to be killed to get good success.
Weed control, in particular leafy spurge, was something that many landowners throughout the area were concerned about and have been for years. And so anyway, we wrote a small grant through the TIP program for 3 years of weed control, both chemical and biological.
This is really an ideal scenario for a weed management, especially having people work on a very defined area in a closed geographic area that they can have the opportunity at least to work together if they choose so.
Mary came to us and asked us if there was any cost share money available to target those weeds. And then she also talked to her neighbors. And
she was very instrumental with us and said, you know, we've got these producers together, and this is exactly what we're looking to do, is to get a collaborative approach to these weeds, and we're getting producers who were tuned into what was going on, know what was available through NRCS, through the TIP.
So Jim and I came out here about 3 or 4 weeks ago before I sprayed, and we took photo plots here. And this is an after, and we'll probably come out and take a photo as to what it looks like now. And then we'll take a photo next year and then determine maybe we spot spray this again, maybe we don't. And maybe this isn't the most effective use of the chemical in an area like this. And chemical with time, at least for me, it concerns me. I'd rather not have to do it each year. And so my objective is to try and attack the smaller infestations and kill those with a couple years spray so that it doesn't become a big infestation.
We worked closely with the biological weed control in Missoula, because one thing a lot of producers weren't doing is using biologicals, and especially when you're around water, it's a lot harder to spray those areas that are close to the water. So we worked with them. We also worked with our extension service and then the county weed spraying district.
The beetle, and I'm not an expert in this, but I know farther west it has been used, but it takes 20 years. Usually they last from year to year, but we had a bad winter in 18, I not only here, but throughout the area that a lot of the beetles died. So this is where I did put bugs last year, right down in here. And I hope to kind of continue them along here to see how effective they are versus the spraying. So I guess if you guys want to come down, we can see if there's, because it was right in here that I put them last summer. Oh, we've got them. We've got them. Yep. It was heavily infested in here. And so maybe they did their job started last year. Because right up by that rock behind you, Joella, that I put them.
The Montana Focus Conservation this project fit exactly into that. We were able to have producers with the same resource concerns, already talking and already wanting to have a collaborative approach to this leafy spurge specifically, and we were able to assist with that. As opposed to doing checkerboard conservation, we were able to focus that money and the attention into these projects like this and hopefully see some good success.